I promise you, I'm not gonna go to no McDonald's, no
Yeah,
nothing.
not when you're on the phone with me.
Got that on recording now.
And it's unrecorded. You're not going
Right.
to McDonald's.
So
How many
if
pounds
I
have you lost so far, Chris? Where are you at?
I'm balancing it out. Because initially my goal was to lose like 14 pounds. No, 17 pounds. It was 17 pounds because initially I was supposed to do this 9K run slash obstacle 25 like courses and all that stuff where you it's like the mudder or something like that. Where
Tough
you actually
Mudder,
run
yeah.
through them. Yeah, there you go. You gotta run through the mud and go through these different obstacles. It's like 9 miles long. It's a 9K, but 7 miles long, I think it's called. But long story short, it's a lot of different obstacles. You gotta be in really good shape. Do I think I can do it? 1,000%. I may have to meet them at the finish line, but we'll see what that looks like specifically. But this week
they're a
I'm
lot of
super
fun,
excited.
especially doing it with friends. They're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
Been a few
100%. Yeah,
years since I've done one, but
we're supposed to be doing it. It's actually sub two Poconos meetup more so. That's what it's got a lot of sub two students. And another mastermind, well, community that's going to be joining forces that's doing it together. So it's pretty neat. But yes, I got caught, guys. I got caught.
You
I
got
felt
caught
still,
big time.
I still feel guilty, but I really got caught red-handed. If it was a movie, you would have thought it could have been any better. Cool. Sorry, but
well,
yeah.
it's been a while since we've talked, Chris. I know we text all the time, you and Jesse and Cindy and I, but we don't sit down and talk very much. So I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
I get to see you on your snippets on Instagram or maybe Facebook, more so Jesse than you.
Yeah. That is
Jesse's a
all
wizard and all
Jesse.
that, but
Yeah, they more so yeah, he's ramping that up a little bit, for especially with the market. I'm not for sure if he's doing TikTok yet, but I know he's doing a lot of the reels on YouTube and Instagram and all that good stuff. And
he makes it look
oh,
easy.
oh yeah, yeah. That's I'm not up. I don't know. Me, it take me 100 tries before I get the first one right.
So this past week, you've had a lot of wins, wouldn't you say? You and
Oh
your
yeah.
team.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell
Absolutely.
us what's going on. What kind of things you got going on?
So we had a lot of wins. I don't think I had any. I don't consider anything a loss. I consider a learning lesson.
Those are important too, right? Those are
100%. Jesse and I, we're starting to expand a lot, and we actually just recently hired a operations manager. So it's just a lot of different things that's happening within the business. That it's going to help us scale in the right direction. So that's pretty neat. And Jesse and I, we actually closed on another property last week, which is phenomenal. And it's a lot of things in the pipeline. I don't want to speak too much about those specific things, but super excited about what's to come, and also this week, but you and almost said Shindy. So Jesse got me saying Shindy, like
Cindy.
Cindy and Shane together.
Oh, that's funny.
We are
But
close, but
yeah. So more so, yeah, we got a few properties which we're super excited about. We're closing this week with you guys. I believe it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's four units we're closing on this week, and then within next week we should close on another 6 units. So that's phenomenal to hear. And yeah, things are in the works, and it's a lot of amazing wins. I'm actually a little upset that I'm not able to make it to the mobile home park with Cindy. So
I bet you are. My sexy mobile home park.
But yeah, no, other than that, everything is, I'm super thankful, very humble and blessed to be where I'm at today. And I wouldn't change anything. So thanks for asking.
yeah. There's
What
always
about
a lot going on, and I know people only see snippets of us, when we come onto the show, and we always talk about other people's deals, but we have a lot of things going on as well. So I
so
think
actually let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What about some of your wins that you and
All
Cindy
right.
had going on?
We have a lot going on ourselves, which was awesome, right? So we have some single families that we're closing on a really cute short-term rental that we just closed on. And Cindy and her husband are flying to Oklahoma to visit the park for their second time. I've been there once. This will be her second time there. The reason being is we have 3 additional homes. So we're starting our infill program with some help from some fellow students. So that's a big step in the right direction for us, turning this mobile home park around. And that's we have a 3-year plan, the 5-year, we gave ourselves a 5-year buffer for it, but the 3-year plan to really turn around a park. So this is keep us right on track for 2023.
I love that. I love that.
And we
Yeah, I can believe it's actually fall now. I really like looking the temperatures drop significantly. I'm wearing hoodies on a daily basis now, and winter's around the corner. I'm super excited about that. Actually,
yeah,
I love
it's
Christmas. I can have
crazy.
all year round if I can. Well, I could, but I just don't.
And one of these days, Chris, we'll have to sit down and brainstorm a little bit about doing a show about hard money lending. I know you have a guy and we have a site and we have a lot of different things to offer. And I know you're in on the lingo, but we haven't talked about it. You and I haven't even talked about it, is all the EMD and transactional funding opportunities that we can offer up, and help people out with. We don't even touch about that. We've been so busy doing all these other things and how to acquire properties. We offer so much more than that. So
Absolutely.
really got a lot of fun things going on. So we have a lot of shows to do this year. Keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to do one of these in person. That'll be pretty neat, right?
All right, so we talked about that this week, right? That was a huge thing. That was just like one of those things. I was waiting for my coffee to brew in the morning. I was like, we need to get Chris and Jesse and Cindy and Shane together in one place and do a show, do a meet and greet, do a presentation. We need to do a mastermind event. We need to do something, right? How awesome would that be? Who'd want to come? I'd be there. I don't know where it would be. We'd have to shoehorn Jesse out of, we have to get him out of Alaska before the snow flies and get iced in.
Oh, it's already flying. It's already flying. Yeah,
otherwise, we're going to have to go to him, and that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, that's a couple flights and some dog sleds. I don't know about that. That's going to be
as long as he's offering babysitting services, I'll go.
Well, he does play Mr. Mom.
What's 2 more kids?
Well, don't they have like a football camp for them?
They should.
Yeah.
They definitely should. Too funny.
Cool. Well, she says, throw them in the mix. Bring them along. That's what I say.
Shane, I know you had a couple ideas that you wanted to talk about. Do we want to talk about deals first, or do we want to talk about ideas?
We did have one deal submission into the Creative Real Estate University deal submission file. Now what I'll do is I'm just going.
Emily is actually on.
Hey, Emily.
You can bring her up. I know she would love that.
There she is. Good old Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Huh? I look like I'm in the dark, but it's not really dark in here.
How you doing today?
I'm fighting a cold, knock on wood, and I have not gotten a cold or sick pre-COVID. Like, I've been healthy as a bee for years, and now all of a sudden, something's a brewing.
Something's brewing. I have about this whole weekend, just sinuses. I thought it was just allergies, but no. I woke up Sunday, I was all aches and light fever, and this morning I felt great. So
it just started this morning, a little nose, a throat. My son is sick, so I think he's giving me something.
Wow. You think it's COVID?
No, because I took care of a house full of COVID individuals, and I was the only one that never got it.
Oh, wow.
2 times in a row. So, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm immune. I don't know.
I have had it 3 times, and my husband never got it, and finally he got it last week.
Oh, so, really?
Wow. You never know. Just let you know.
Well, that's the boat I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah. So you never know.
That's true.
So tell us about this house. that you're
Okay, guys.
wanting
So
to
I've
buy.
been like looking at family houses for weeks now, and I've been bidding, and I continuously get overbidded because people are crazy in Connecticut, just going above asking for houses that need so much work. It makes no sense. It's ridiculous. But anyways, there was another one yesterday that I put a bid in. It's still not live on the market. It's 3-family unit. The first floor fully redone. It's actually beautiful, turnkey. It has a tenant. She doesn't want to leave. She pays a good rent. And then the second floor has 2 additional units of 1 bed, 1 bath each. So I offered a purchase price of $285. It can easily, appraise at about 330, 310 or in that ballpark, and houses are selling for that. So I'm excited, but I don't know if I'll get it because I might get overbidded. Somebody might give them the 300. I don't know, but I put in I offered my terms yesterday, and she's presenting it to the seller.
Well, it's one of the things that we get into a hot market or an area where there's a lot of realtor investment activity. Is a lot of the deals they feel like they're being gobbled up all the time, right?
They are.
Yeah.
I feel like they are.
But just be aware, don't get caught up in that. Really know your numbers, know your comfort zone, and know your maximum allowable offer.
Yeah, that's why I keep getting overbidded. I'm being really conservative all the time, and nothing's come my way. I've been trying every week to submit an offer, and I'm saying every no gets me closer to a yes, but
100%. 100%. How many offers are you submitting in a week?
I've submitted let's just say 1 a week. I mean, there was one time I did 2 in a weekend, but let's just say 1 a week, and I'm not.
It's not enough. I'm just gonna tell you it's not enough. Nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
You'll never get a deal that way.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just being transparent more so, because initially, like on a hypothetical, you submit 1 a week, and then you're just waiting for them to say yes or no, right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna wait for another week. Then you're gonna 50 years go by. You're still waiting for that one deal because you're doing 1 a week.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking, but there's just it's the market's crazy where I am, but
that's a good thing. That's a phenomenal thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually not too far from you, so I know the market very well.
Yeah.
So and I know Angela lives there as well, because I'm in New York. I'm in New York, so I do know Connecticut like the back of my hand. I definitely know that market. I do a ton of deals there, and specifically,
I want to work with you.
I appreciate it. But it's more so the consistency of doing a lot of deals. There's individuals that Cindy, Shane, and Jesse and I talked to who consistently submitting 20 offers a week.
Oh my God.
Because 20 offers a week specifically, you'll probably get back 5 responses. And from the 5 responses, you may get all no's. You just never know. But that one yes can change your life, right? And I love the mentality you have, every no is closer to a yes, but at the same time, your odds are very low for you. It's not there. It's not there. Okay. And if people are submitting offers, that's great. If you continue to submit your offers that you confidently can move forward at, they will eventually come back to you, because essentially, let's be honest, a lot of wholesalers out there that's just submitting offers just to get on the contract, then they're going to renegotiate and all this other stuff, which is fine. That's their business model. I'm not telling them not to do that, but agents will start really looking at who's really going to perform. Although your number is about $20,000 less, can you actually perform? If you can, they will go with you. And it starts with an LOI. Me personally, if I was in your shoes, I promise you. And again, I don't know if you have a W-2, what that looks like. If you're doing it full time, I'll partner with somebody and say, hey, I need these 8 addresses to go out. I need you to submit LOIs for these 8 addresses. And then that's fine. If you submit it out, sometimes people do text, sometimes people do it via email, but if it's in the format of a document, it looks a little bit more formal, more professional, and it stands out. Like you're serious about, moving forward in this specific transaction. This is how much you can pay, and la 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 la. And we just got to change that 1. I don't like that. Let's change that, Emily. What are we doing?
At least 2. Okay, at least 2, but not enough. Yeah.
So I think that we should start there. More so, submit more offers. And I'm not for sure. Are you talking directly to the agents, or?
I do. I call the agents directly.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start there. Let's reverse engineer and see exactly how can we achieve at least, I don't want to overwhelm you at 20, but let's start more than one, like 10.
So
Hey,
Emily
maybe
is
this one'll be it. Who knows?
There you go.
Emily, is your focus on that small, like 2 to 4 unit
I
multifamily?
I'm also part of a coaching program for commercial of 5+. So
Okay.
I try to go after those two, but they're severely highly priced here in Connecticut, the apartment buildings and 5+. Like, I have this whole formula that I submit and they look at, and if the ROI is not 15%, they don't want me to pursue it, which it's just almost impossible to get an ROI of 15%. But anyway, so no, but because that's been challenging, I'm back to residential, and I'm like, okay, let me see if I can find anything. So I'm just looking for something.
Gotcha.
2+, 3, 4, 5.
And are you focused on your local market, or are you looking in other areas?
South Carolina and Connecticut, and I also started venturing out. I'm really close to Massachusetts, so within like 40 minutes, into the Mass line. I think it's called Hamden County, like the Springfield area around that whole little Westfield, Springfield area.
One of the things,
What's Massachusetts, like
Yeah,
Springfield, Massachusetts, you said?
yeah, because I'm
Okay.
close to the Mass line.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Shannon, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, that's all right. So is that kind of overlap some of your markets, Chris? Connecticut, Massachusetts?
Yeah, so we work in all 50 states. We just don't buy in Illinois. We do not touch Illinois. Don't get me wrong, there may be some opportunity for Illinois, but it's got to be a home run. Just based on the market, the conversion of what the rent should be at versus how much your entry fee just doesn't make sense. But Massachusetts, Connecticut, those specific areas, if you got to have a team, those, especially being in New York, uh, especially being an attorney state at that could be also more challenging and another obstacle. So understanding exactly who, not how, can actually move you along. Definitely. You're in a great market. I think you're in a great market. There's a lot of activity out there that I wouldn't give up or switch markets unless you really want to. But if you're consistent in that market, let's make it happen. Yeah, let's make it happen.
So Emily, tell us about this group that you're in, about the
I gotta turn the
multifamily.
light on. I feel like I'm in the dark. Hold on. Oh, the commercial one?
Yes.
It's the book Commercial 101 for Dummies by Peter Conti.
No, but
It's in my room. I would pop it up on my screen. So he's the author of Commercial 101 for Dummies. So foolish me invested another chunk of money into commercial real estate mentoring.
Mm.
So he's the mentor. But it's personal. It's like one-on-one, it's
so does he help you find leads in the commercial
no,
space?
he gives us a tool. Well, he provides a tool. But once we have leads, we've got spreadsheets and documents and contracts and forms and everything that gets submitted. And he walks us through challenges and guidance and kind of almost handholds you through the whole
Okay.
process.
Now, does he
Just
also
haven't
help
got
you
a
get
good deal
funding?
in Connecticut.
Does he also help you do funding?
Yeah, he will. Then we would, if something gets on the contract, then we put a deck together, and he will get some investors in a room, and I would present it to a group of investors.
All right, all right. So once you have a deal under contract, you have a way to at least kind of get it to closing.
For like 5+ units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we have a lead, so are you looking? Do you want more leads in that 5+ range, or you still want some in that 2 to 4 range? Or all the above? If that's the case, then I go back to what Chris said. You're not doing enough LOIs.
It's almost the end of the year, and I don't have one deal under my belt. So I'm like, whether it's residential or commercial, I'm just waiting to just sign my name on a document for my first deal.
So Cindy, what do you do when you don't have enough deals? By the way, Cindy never has enough deals.
Pull up, when I don't have enough deals, I go find more. Usually I'm pulling out my hair. I always seem to have a lot of deals.
So
Uh,
Emily, this is my advice is Cindy's advice, and Cindy never has enough deals. Every day she goes, my gosh, it's one day closer to the end of the year. We need to go faster. We need more. We need more. So as Chris was saying, we need to figure out a system that works for you to get you out more offers. You're going to get more no's, but that's okay. What we're looking for is more yeses.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out what your buy box needs to look like and sit down and how to quickly sort through and get an offer out. So if you want to work on that, we'll help you work on that.
Okay.
And one of the things Cindy and I were just talking about this week is we did a power hour with and we use Privy quite a bit for finding deals. We look at a lot of single family homes, but we can look at multifamily. But we can show you how to pull some areas and generate a quick list and then turn you loose as to will these comp out, then get an LOI out, and how fast can you turn those around? We need to do one more of those, Cindy. We need to get it on the schedule.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I'll
I
do a
think
Thursday without you while you're traveling.
Beulah wanted to do it too, Privy Power.
So stay tuned. I'll tag you in it, Emily. We'll get something together.
Okay.
And we'll do another show just for that. We'll pull you on if you want, and we'll pull up a couple of markets and show you how to run and get more lists a little faster.
Okay.
Get LOIs out. What do you think, Chris?
No, I can agree more.
Yeah.
I just think the two biggest things for you, Emily, is just more so consistency and getting more out there.
Get more out there. Yeah.
Getting more out there. You have to. That's the only way it's going to happen. One want to cut it for me.
Yeah, it's like they want me to go see the property, so that gets hard. They're like, they don't want to take sight unseen offers. So
Oh, well, that's when never mind. Agents gonna be agents, I should say. But
yeah, and it's like because there was another one I forget where I saw yesterday. I'm like, look, I'm willing to make an offer on or say offer terms, but then they'll turn around like, did you walk the property? Did you see the property? I don't know.
No. And how do you handle those conversations? Just out of curiosity.
Like how do I kick off a conversation when I see something?
No, how do you handle that when if this kind of role play? If I'm the agent specifically, say, hey, Emily, I just kind of need you to come see the property first. What do you say after that?
Then I say, then I just kind of just go with it. I'm like, okay, well, I can't see it today, but when
all right, no problem. And if you can't see it today, when can we see it?
Yeah, so then I'll ask for like within a day or so, like to get on as soon as I can get on their calendar to get a showing. I do ask like if they want me to see it, then I'm like, okay, well, when can we see it?
Got it. Okay. So out of curiosity, is Shane and I never, well, again, this is just me.
I don't
buy
want
a lot of properties
either.
No, we buy nationally, right? If an agent ever told me, supposed to, hey, Chris, you need to come see the property first, my response wouldn't be the same.
What would be your response?
Well, I'll let them know, like, hey, well, just let's role play. You be the agent, and then you start asking me questions.
Okay. Hey, Chris. So have you? Well, I'm going to start. I don't know.
Whatever you want to start, that's totally fine.
Let's just jump in like we've been talking, and you're making me an offer, and I'm like, well, have you seen the property?
No, actually, I haven't seen the property. I actually have no idea where the property is located. My operations manager actually handled these conversations. When can I actually have my boots on the ground get out to the property? So you kind of reverse it back on them. They kind of open that kind of conversation you wanted to be geared to, more so specifically trying to have them take the wheel. Because if you just let them lead the conversation, they're gonna get what they want versus you try to reverse it back on them. Because I could have went so many different directions versus I could have went to the direction, hey, just to let you know, I'm actually not in Connecticut. I'm actually in New York, so it actually may be a little bit difficult for me to get out to the property. Is there any way you can actually send me videos or photos to the property.
Oh, I've done that too. Actually, I've asked realtors, especially there was one in South Carolina, and I was like, "Can you walk through the property and send me a video?" And they did do that. So
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because it's been a lot of times, we buy property sight unseen. As long as we get the right, not just documentation, but photos, videos, the right information that we need for the property, we can make a great decision. That's why a lot of investors who's buying pretty heavily, especially Shane. He's very conservative, which is amazing, right? You have to be conservative because you just never know, especially in this world of real estate. The world, literally, the house could be immaculate. Then also you start getting into the nitty gritty. It needs a new HVAC, it needs this, it needs that, and all this other stuff. But I think more so when talking to agents specifically, they have a job to do. If they don't do their job, I'm very quick to call them out on it.
Hmm.
If they don't want to accept my offer, okay, I will say, okay, Emily, what would your broker say about this? You're not accepting my offer. That's technically illegal for him not to accept my offer and take it back to his client.
Hmm.
He has a job to do, and you have every right to call him out on it. He has every right. Well, not job. He has every. Don't get me wrong. He has every right to have a conversation on behalf of the client. But if I make an offer, want to submit the offer, it's his job to ensure that offer gets over to his client. No ifs or buts about it. Whether the client wants $100,000 and he can get an offer for $10, he has to submit that $10 offer.
Okay.
And you have every right the next day to follow up. Hey, what did your client say about the offer? Is he or she ready to proceed? Now if he said, well, I didn't show him, okay, great. Who can I speak to that's above you? And then that's when they start pushing back, because if you talk to their broker specifically about that and or association, don't get me wrong, no agent in the world wants you to go over above them. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to go around them. We don't want to do anything like that. We want to work with the agent to get to the finish line, but we got to ensure that we stay on top of the agent, because let's be transparent. There's agents out there that's unethical.
Yeah.
There's as a lot of them say, okay, great, the client said this, the client said that, and then you start questioning and say, okay, what was the reason the client denied it? Why does the client don't want to move forward? And there's plenty of times Jesse and I, we actually have recordings where we call them out specifically, say, well, is there any way we can hop on the phone with the seller and yourself on a 3-way call so we can get a little bit more clarification? Because that's when they say they're stuttering and or trying to make up excuses because they didn't present the offer. And sometimes your offer may be the right one, but they weren't about their commission.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
Sorry, Shannon, trying to take over.
No, you're good. You're good. And again, my thought is, why is the realtor asking that question to begin with, right?
Right.
So what they're trying to do is to get rid of the tire kickers.
Correct.
The real estate investors, they get calls all the time, lowball offers all the time. They're trying to weed that out. So they say things like, well, we won't take an offer unless you put boots on the ground, right? Until you walk the house.
Yeah.
Well, you can just say, hey, I'm putting in 10 offers today, right? And hopefully Chris and I are going to help you get there. And I can't be at every house. I've looked through the pictures. Is there something that I'm missing that you want me to see? As Chris said, I put that back on them, I don't need to see every house or every property that I'm bidding on. You sent pictures in your package. Is there something that I'm missing that you want me to see before I accept my offer? My offer has a due diligence period. We will do inspections. Anyways, we will put boots on the ground in this process eventually.
Yeah.
But I like your property enough that it made the cut for us to put an offer in on it. If you're not willing to take our offer, and we got 9 other ones going today.
And to be honest, I sometimes be very passive aggressive depending on how they're reacting. I'm very passive aggressive on the phones, especially on their tonality. Now, if they want to be friendly, I can be friendly as well, but sometimes you got to match the tonality as far as how they're communicating, because sometimes they may be standoffish and figure that they don't really want to even entertain what you're about to say. And sometimes I would tell them flat out, like, hey, actually, I don't have time for this conversation. I don't have time to even get out to the property. If you're serious about moving forward and you want somebody to buy this property, then give me a call back. Depending on how the conversation started. Now, it lets them know specifically, okay, this guy is serious. He's actually doing business and he has other opportunities that he can pursue. And I like to Shane's point, as you just mentioned, there's times where we say we actually purchasing 8 to 10 properties this month. I'm not for sure specifically it's going to be this one, but if you would like to be, if you would like your client to see our offer, then let us know or give us a call back. There's a lot of different ways you can word it depending on the conversation. Sometimes we call them red agents or red sellers. Where they're kind of aggressive, they don't care, they just worry about their commission. They want the highest
Yeah.
and top dollar, and those are the sellers I like to speak to.
Yeah, and there's a lot of those. Like they just care about their commission and yeah. I appreciate the feedback, guys.
No, we
Well, and
appreciate
then
you
I'll reach
you know,
out,
being
talk.
transparent. I appreciate that.
So Emily, I'll reach out. We'll do a little session and we'll talk about how to get you up to a higher number. I won't say 10 a day, but we'll say a higher number. And let's talk about that. And our goal is for next Monday to come back and see some progress. Okay.
Sounds good. Quick question. What if my offer gets accepted? I don't have any funding.
That's fine. You don't need to.
Oh,
That's
and I know Cindy had to bounce. She had to take another call. She will be back. But we're talking about this before the show. One of the things that Chris and I and Cindy and Jesse offer is we can partner with you and get you the funding. So when you look at either we can find a private money lender that will fund 100% of the project, or maybe 80 or 90%, and they'll take a first lien position of the property depending on the size.
Yep.
Or as we get into bigger projects, what we like to do is go find a hard money lender, come in and do that 75, 80% purchase, and then have what's called a gap funding, right? So that last 20%.
Yep.
We find private money partners or lenders to fill that in. But as you and I have talked, and everybody else needs to hear, is when you do your underwriting, you really got to look at that gap funding and use like a 12% interest rate on it, and make sure your project still cash flows. Because you're looking for a private money lender for that. That's the rates that we're seeing right now.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
And let us know, because that's a market that I know Chris is very interested in. And that's what Cindy does. She lives for finding private money lenders. So
You guys got a nice casino over there.
Got a couple of them.
Hi, Mindy. I see you're new.
Mindy, where is she at? Oh, okay, I see her.
Let's see if she comes on. Hello.
There she is.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us. This is your first time.
Yes, it is.
Anything specific, or you just long to see what we're up to?
I've been looking for properties. I've been finding them on Zillow, and then I go on Backflip and I look to see if they're deals or not.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in the women's real estate network.
All right.
And
So you're reading. Yep.
yes, and I'm finding it difficult I'm in Missouri, and I'm even finding it difficult to connect with the ladies that are here in Missouri. To even maybe partner or anything. And I came across a great property today that almost would profit $754,000. So
All right.
yeah,
A
so I
month or a year?
messaged the ladies in the group if anybody was in the St. Louis area that is looking for properties and what kind of properties. People have read it, but no response. So it kind of makes it kind of frustrating because I don't have a team. I don't have a contractor, none of that. So it's just, I need to start, even if it's wholesaling or something, I got to get some kind of income coming in.
So was that per year or per month that you mentioned, the 74?
That's like if you bought it, the potential profit, I guess if you fixed and flipped it through Backflip, was $753,563.
So that's for short term or like a fix and flip, more so.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Was that a creative deal or cash?
I don't know. I can pull it up. Hold on and see if I can pull it up.
And the reason I'm asking specifically because more so that'll make a big difference as far as what the initial
Mm-hmm.
terms and
And I
outcomes look
haven't
like?
sent anybody addresses or anything like that. I just asked, in the group.
Mhm.
Let's see.
And out of curiosity, I know you said no one's reaching back out to you, and or
Mhm.
I'm just going to ask you, what is your initial reach out conversation? Is it like, hi, my name is Mindy, or what is that conversation like?
Actually, there's a group that I just joined that are from ladies that are just in Missouri out of the REAN network.
Gotcha.
And we have a messenger set up.
Okay.
So, I mean, there was a couple properties that I came across in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Hmm.
And I put in the group on the Facebook page about two properties that I came across, but they already sold. I went and looked in my Zillow to update everything. I started going in through. If they've been sold, I weed them out. So that way my list is short. Um, it's hard for me to connect. It's so I'm stepping out of my comfort zone
Gotcha.
because I need to get to work. I want to get to work. I want to do this. I want to learn every aspect. I don't quite understand the contract part of it. And that's something I need to learn more about so
Mhm.
that I can start going to these properties and trying to make offers.
So a couple things you mentioned there.
Mhm.
I do want to start off with the relationship building part.
Mhm.
You remind me of me. Um, a lot of people don't know this. I was actually there. I used to hate. Well, I'm not gonna say hate's a strong word, but I used to dislike public speaking. I used to dislike going on Zooms. I used to never turn my camera on.
Mhm.
I'm a homebody, and I'm still. I love being home. Just throwing that out there. But when it comes to like relationships and like conversations, I was very timid. I didn't want to say the wrong thing,
Mhm.
and I realized I had to do it. And I realized one day specifically, I was writing down stuff, and Mike Diaz invited me somewhere. Mike Diaz is actually in New York City. I'm in upstate New York, if anyone wants to know, but it's Rochester, New York, to be specific. But he reached out to me as far as a meetup. I don't know why, but my nerves kicked in. Like I can't go. People are gonna judge me the way I look, the way I communicate, the way anything, right? Then it got to a point where I realized nerves are okay. It's okay to do it. Like I'd rather be that person. Like okay, he he tried, but he didn't go nowhere. Versus the what if factor, and it got to a point where literally, Ed Milet and also what was his name, Robert G. Allen, was a super high level individual who truly it was a true wake up call. I'm a single father. Just to let you know, I'm a single father. I got full custody of my son. Um, and the fact of he mentioned something to me that I will never forget. He mentioned specifically how much money I'm losing on a daily basis facing fears. And I'm like, damn, he's right. He's 100% right. At that specific time, this is actually 3 years ago. 3 years
Mhm.
ago, I was afraid to get on phones and have conversations with sellers because I didn't want to F it up. I was so afraid because my first phone call I ever did in my life. I'm not for sure if you, I know I mentioned the story like on my podcast many months ago, but first phone call I ever did in my life. Um, I'm not Shane. Can we? I don't know. Can I curse? Can I say exactly what they said, or should I just?
Go for it. Let it
I don't
fly.
want to, scare anyone away. So I got on the first call. I kid you not. I was in my bedroom. I just got my brand new laptop and all this other stuff. Like I'm gonna start making calls and all this stuff. So I had my list. I had a list of 18 people I had to call that day. At that time, I thought 18 was so much. Called the first person on the list. Won't ever forget his name. Bill Wiggins. Williams the full, but Bill, we called him short. So wrote his name down. Bill Wiggins. This is in Rochester, New York, 10 minutes away from me. I was excited to call. Like I woke up around very early that day. I'm like, okay, today is the day. I had my coffee. I literally picked up the phone. He answered, right? And he said, this is Bill. And I said, hey, Bill, Chris James here. Nice to meet you. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I just said, nice to meet you. And then he said, how can I help you? I'm like, okay. In my head, like, I know where this conversation is going. I already effed it up. And I said, yeah, I'm actually calling about your property over there on Westville Street. And he said, are you a fucking wholesaler? And I froze. And I froze. And I said, yes, I am. I'm like stuttering, like really bad. Like, I am a wholesaler. And then he said, okay, you need to give me a call back when you got some fucking This is the way he's speaking to me. I kid you not. F bombs left and right. You don't know what you're doing in real estate. You need to go back to quote unquote school and learn. Now, at that time, I kid you not, I hung up the phone. I hung up the phone and I was nervous. You get to a situation like, okay, now this is early in the morning, like 8:45 ish. This is early in the morning. My day is done. My day is done. I had 17 other people to call. They're not getting called today. He just screwed up my entire day. I'm not calling nobody else. Okay, I did. I'll try again tomorrow, right? And in my head, I just know me. A couple years ago, I could have been an individual who just barked back real quick, cursed them out, and like, who you talking to and all this other stuff. But I knew I was moving into a different direction. I was becoming a professional, so I can't say what I really want to say. So I had no other choice to hang up the phone. But when I say my whole entire day was screwed up, I didn't want to do another real estate. I was thinking, like, is this even something I can do? Should I go back to the hospitality restaurant industry? That's easy to me. I can run several restaurants. I could do circles, 7 years as a GM and then, 3 years as a director of operation. I can do circles in that atmosphere, but coming to the real estate and learning their terminology, their communication, how to articulate things is just a different ball game. And then a couple days go by because I was still startled. So this was on a Monday. Tuesday went by, Wednesday went by. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try again Thursday. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give this guy a call back again. So I gave him a call back. I said, I switched it up. I said, whatever happens, I'm stay confident. Pretend like you just went to school in 3 days and don't know what the hell you just talking about. So I called back and I said, hey Bill. I said, hey Bill, how you doing? He said, who is this? I said, this is Chris James. We spoke a couple days ago. Just following up. I think we probably had a rough start. Who is this again? I'm like, my head, like, this is Chris James. Yeah, what do you want? I told you to not to give me a call back. And then you hang up on me. I say, you're absolutely right. I did hang up on you. I'm actually, I want to first and foremost apologize, but I do want to say I am new to the industry. So I told him I'm new to the industry. I said, is there any way I can learn from you who's well experienced? And I want to say and an asshole. I wanted to say that, but I didn't. I said, well experienced. And is there any way we can meet up for coffee or something? And from this day forward, we met up at Starbucks. He's actually my number one private money lender for $1.8 million over in New York.
Oh, wow.
That's an awesome story.
That's a
Right?
great story.
And that, now, what if I never called him back? I would have never, built the confidence a little bit. And I realized every conversation I'm having is building me to be a better person. And I always told, like, the nerves are good. The nerves are so good because if you don't have nerves, I'm just gonna say, like, there's a lot of people in my family right now is working W2s right now, 9 to 5s. They're comfortable. That's why they're there. They're comfortable. Me personally, I cannot be comfortable on a daily basis. Every day, if I wake up and I'm like, okay, this is a breeze, I have nothing to do, something's wrong. I'm reaching out to Jesse, Cindy, Shane, like, okay, hey guys, we have anything in the pipeline? What's going on? I feel like I'm not doing nothing. Like,
Ready to be calling.
Right? like, how can we push ourselves to the next level? And that's why every day I push myself to uncomfortable positions, because specifically from what Robert G. Allen said about facing fear to Ed Milet, and 2 years ago when I was in Vegas, when he was speaking on the stage, he specifically stated that if you want to make more money, go after bigger obstacles.
Say that one more time, Chris. Say that one more time.
If you want to make more money, go after bigger obstacles.
Amen. Yep.
And that was a true wake-up call. There's a lot of people that's scared to jump in the commercial space, and there's nothing wrong with staying in residential. I love residential, but people stay in a residential because $100,000 is a lot more easier to have a conversation versus $1 million
Or $10 million, right?
$10 million. It's all the same thing, just a couple more zeros. That is it. And that could a couple more zeros can go in your pocket. Imagine instead of making $10,000 on one deal, you're making $100,000. That's a big difference. That's a life changing for a lot of people, whether that's 10,000 or 100,000. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. I don't care what no one says. $5,000 is a lot of money. And you have to, I know I kind of went on a tangent a little bit, but I kind of related to what you stated because I was in your situation where I wanted to know everything. I wanted to do everything. But at the same time, I was nervous to reach out. When I actually started reaching out to the people, if they didn't reach back out to me, that's fine. At the beginning, I'm like, damn, you can't even say anything back to me. Like, but I got to a point where God is going to align me with the right people. No ifs or buts about it. Whether I see it or if I don't see it, I'm gonna continue reaching out to people. Whether that's Messenger on Facebook, and someone's going to reach back out, and those conversations going to develop. And you're going to realize, okay, damn, this becomes a lot easier. You mentioned transaction coordinating. You don't have to know nothing about paperwork. Jesse, my other business partner, he have yet to touch a piece of paperwork in our company.
Cindy's very similar.
He has yet to touch anything in our anything related to paperwork. He's never sent an LOI. He's never even looked at the documents because he knows that that's not his department. He's a closer. He loves being on the phones. He loves negotiating. That's what he loves to do. Me personally, I own and operated an entire transaction coordinating company. I got nine team members and 2 on the way. Just sound like they're having a baby. 2 on the way. But 2 that's in training currently at this point. But more so specifically, I don't mind the paperwork. I understand the paperwork. I know the nuances. Did I ever want to become a transaction coordinator? No, not at all. I was kind of molded into that role. I'm not for sure how that even came about, but more so specifically, you don't have to know everything. And I want you to understand, like, relationships are everything. Like I got to a point where people reach out to me on my phone through Messenger. I have a hard time getting back to them. I do. So it got to a point where specifically, I don't even message them back like through like a text or something like that. I send a voice memo. Save it every single time because more so specifically, it's more personal. Everyone wants to, like, first of all, I need to know if you're not scamming me, you're not a robot, or you're having one of your AI people do it, or BA, whoever do it. I need to know I'm talking to Mindy. So if I reach out through a voicemail, I'm gonna say, hey, Mindy, I just saw you actually in the group. I'm looking to connect. I'm actually newer to the industry. Would love to pick your brain about a couple of things. And I would, in a heartbeat, say, okay, great. What time works for you? Because initially, although you think you're new, you're not really new. You can actually add more value than a lot of people think. Because Cindy, Shane, and I, we're learning on a daily basis, truly learning on a daily basis. And that's okay. I'm going to learn until the day I die. Last week, like I just told you, I own a transaction coordinated company, and I just learned what a new deed, what that was, a credit deed. Never knew what a credit deed was. Did well over 180 transactions on the TC side. Well over. And this was a new day. Like, of course, everyone knows what a quick claim deed, or maybe you don't. Quick claim deed, warranty deed, specialty deeds. There's so many different deeds out there. But a new one just hit me last week called a credit deed. I'm like, whoa, hold on. So I emailed back right away. I said, hey, Tara, that was her name, the attorney. I said, hey, can we hop on the phone real quick? I need a little, clarification what this really means. And she explained it to me. Now I understand. So it's just, you're not going to know everything, and that's okay. I know I kind of went on like a 10-minute tantrum, or maybe it was 10 minutes, but I just want to let you know that I resonate from which, and Shane as well. We both resonate where you came from. We wasn't always doing these Zooms. We wasn't always having like podcasts or shows or anything like that, or doing meetups, having masterminds. We all came from somewhere. And I think you're just now getting to where you need to be. And you're gonna look back 3 months from now, even 6 months from now, and they're like realize like, damn, I wonder what I could have did a year ago. Like if I would have, pushed the relationships. And out of curiosity, are you working a W-2 or are you staying home?
No, I actually was on disability.
Okay.
And my dad passed in November, and
Okay.
I inherited life insurance, and they took my disability away from me. So one of those investments out of the money I've received was I did the REIN. I have questioned it many times because now my bank account, I couldn't even pay my car payment this month. So I'm in a very vulnerable spot. And I don't know what's gonna happen because I have metal throughout my whole body. It doesn't function, and it doesn't. I try to set alarms and get up, my body just doesn't function, and I know this is a way to work around my body and the disabilities I have. So I'm just at a vulnerable spot. And I feel like it's not that I'm not finding properties, because I'm getting ready to probably move to Florida. I found just 16 properties just the other day, and I'm like,
Wow.
whoa. And I know it can't be done, but it's like that's not helping me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Like,
So
I don't
Mandy,
want to
I,
give
so I
up.
think so I think there's a couple of things. One, thank
go
you for
ahead.
being transparent and vulnerable. That's amazing. That's a great start. I truly appreciate that more than you even know.
Because even one of the ladies in the Missouri group, she said, I made a post on some properties one day, and she's like, well, I told you before, my husband's a contractor. And I'm like, oh, wow, this would be a great connection. But we're not connecting. There's no communication. So then it's like where I'm hard to come out. I'm like a hermit crab. I stay to myself. And when I do step out, it's like it goes nowhere. So then it's like, okay, God, what do you want from me? Because, all he told me is one day he spoke the beginning of September, I was laying down, it was on a Wednesday or a Tuesday before the group started. Because we have a Zoom on Tuesday nights. And it was on one of the nights, and I heard the Holy Spirit, if you just show up, I'll do the rest. So now I just begin to start showing up, because how am I going to get beyond the place where I'm sitting now if I don't show up? That's why I'm
Absolutely.
here today. I seen,
Absolutely.
bring your deals. That was the thing. And that's what I was doing before I even seen the post. I was going through my email. I get properties every day. I mean, 10 to 20, even maybe more properties a day, just depending. And today I went through Zoom and I just started scanning them, putting them in backflip. If they showed up a good deal, then I would look at the ARV, and if if it showed it was a great deal, but there was negatives, I still I didn't write it down. To me, if I'm seeing negative, even though it says a great deal, there's something off. So that's how I just began. I don't know if I went to a Zoom one time about where you find a deals, you get a finder's fee. And I'm like, even if I started with the finder's fee, I don't even know if that's even available. I mean, I find properties. That's not the problem.
Right.
It's just having a team to back me up. As y'all were talking about, you have to have a team. I don't have a team. I don't have nobody standing with me, trying to communicate with me, trying to connect. So
Well,
I'm kind of,
no. I get it, and thanks for being vulnerable again. And that's where we come into play, right?
Absolutely.
And Everything does happen for a reason. It truly happens for a reason, whether it's positive or negative. And I think this is more so. I wouldn't say I'm not going to say a wake up call, but more so. I truly think you're right where you belong, because more so, Cindy or Shane made the post, right? You saw it, and you're here now. Now, you use your story as your motivation. I think more so, a lot of people will get a lot of value from what you just stated in the last like 7 minutes. No exaggeration.
I'm refusing to
So,
go back to a system with the government. I'm, you know, I could have put what I received into a trust fund and had that and then had my benefits. But I don't believe my dad left me that for somebody to control me.
mm,
And I'm tired of the control. I can't help I got in a car wreck in 2013, and then I had all these surgeries like 6 years later. I had a surgery from 2019 to 2022.
so
I
very
had,
fresh. Very
yeah,
fresh.
yeah. So, and I noticed when I start moving around, because I got titanium in both of my SI joints. So
Mhm.
when I think, okay, I need to go back to work, but then when I start moving around, the reality of where my body is, I can't go out there and
Right.
work like that. So
And the
I'm
bright
like,
side
what
of the
can I
bright
learn? What can I learn to get to that next place I need to be? I got kids that I want to pass this on to. I want to teach them. I'm learning through my dad's estate. He had all these properties that I never knew he had and never once shared. I don't want to be that.
right.
I want to be able to build something so I can pass something along and I can teach my children once I learn it. If I don't learn it, I can't pass it on so they can begin to build things for their own lives. And that's where I want to take this. This is bigger than just me. I'm just the vessel that I want to be used so I can pass it on.
Well, let's move on. Let's do it. Let's those deals that you got in the pipeline. Let's see what the next steps look like. Whether that's taking it down, getting you. And again, you picked a great market because Florida, you can close within 2 weeks, which is amazing.
Well,
versus versus
I'm looking around the St. Peters. A lot of all those properties are in St. Petersburg, Florida.
that's even
Like
better.
I got a
That's
front and back page full of properties.
Yeah, I think more so the next step, Mindy, is hopping on a Zoom with myself, Cindy, Shane, and Jesse, and just see how we can pick through those and get and see what ones make sense. Of course, we don't want to force it to happen, but at the
Right.
same time, the ones that's there, I don't see why we couldn't get it to the finish line. Again, this is why we have these Zooms, because more so you don't have to bring your capital. You don't have to bring any of that. It's more so when networking and ensuring that everyone that's around us is one successful. We literally specifically want everyone around us to be very well off. She's asking a great question, Miss. I think it's Anita or Netta. What is backflipping?
Yeah.
Backflip is an app. Here, let me. I don't know if you can see it. It'll see right here.
Is it more so like a
I
fix
put
it
the address. I'll put the address in. It'll give you an analyzer and it'll tell you this looks like a great deal.
Gotcha.
So then I go in and I calculate the returns.
Shane, is that something you're familiar with?
No, I haven't heard of backflip.
Okay.
I think we heard it twice.
Another Reen lady that I spoke to, because she knew about probate, she actually told me about backflip, because I can't afford prop stream, which a lot of them use.
Well, I want to check it out. I've learned something new today.
Yeah, that's what I use. It'll tell me if it's a great deal. And if it's a great deal, then I'll go in and check, and you can change the ARV, the 0% of the ARV for the it to, like, if you wanted to just fix and flip, so that would be the 70%. You can change it to the 80%, and it'll tell you the profit potential, the cash
Thanks,
required.
Emily. Emily put it in
Yeah.
the side chat for us. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
So
Like I just
what so more so
like so
again,
that right
I
there, just having that has changed the whole dynamic of things, because then like
okay.
that weeds out of a lot of my time where I can find more properties this way and then make a list and start writing them down. Um so yeah.
No, you're good. I like it.
And
I like it.
I'm just ready to get to work. I'm ready. I need to make money today. Like I know nothing can happen today, but I've been on top of my bills.
Right.
But
Because
one
and
thing did
then
happen today. You found a team, right? You,
Yep.
you found some friends. So that's a huge step.
I'm
So
So
thankful.
so Minnie, you already have Cindy and Shane's number?
No, I don't.
So what I'm gonna put my number in a side chat, and what we can do is arrange like a Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you ready on it?
I
Let me
gotta
see if I can screen. Hang on. I'm gonna go out of this. I got it on my phone, so bear
No
with
worries.
me.
So where I was getting to more so, I would like to, more so see how Cindy and Shane and I can more so go through these deals and see how we can help you out and get these deals to the finish line. And if there are deals. I truly transparently don't know much about backflip. It just sounds more so like a fix and flip calculator, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But we could definitely check it out together. I never utilize it unless Cindy is well versed with a lot of different things as well. Oh, she's shaking her head no. But no, we'd love to see what this looks like and see how we can help you. We're definitely one, I think that's very strong of you to share your story. A lot of people want to come in here and do it. And I love that. I love that about you, that you came on here transparent, vulnerable, and is only up from here. Stay positive. Really just stay positive about everything. Um, even at your worst times, you gotta stay positive.
Well,
And I
you're
know
seeing me at one of my worst times. I really like I think this is the lowest I could be in a while. Like I had so much money at the beginning of this year.
Mhm.
I did have to, I've been just buying things. I've been living off the money to where I got a second portion. I got the part of his because I received his retirement and the life insurance, but I got the portion of the estate coming. And I've even like I don't even know how much I'm getting, but I'm like I just want to invest in it if I can be a private money lender and wherever I can take this so I can get a feel for everything. I can watch courses and read all the time, but I'm more of a hands-on. I need to be shown and go through the process with me. That's how I learn.
No, I'm a hands-on individual as well. You can't just give me a book and say, "Hey, go at it."
Yeah.
You got to show me
Yeah.
the ropes. I totally get it. But
Yeah, because they teach you how to do contracts, but it's in Texas.
oh yeah, so
Oh
And
my,
I don't know I don't know what I'm doing.
no
So I
worries.
don't have no one teaching me how to do them, you know, either just all over or, the certain states. And one of the Missouri ladies were supposed to have it and they didn't have it or never sent it. So that's why I'm saying there's no follow-up. It's just dead. And I'm
Mm,
like, okay.
and that's one of the reasons we started this group, this community,
yep.
because we saw there's a lot of people like you, right? They have paid 5, 10, 15, $20,000
I
for
spent 20. Yeah.
for mentorship, training, whatever you want to call it, and they come back out of it going, I don't know what to do. And we're like, boy, if we had those people come to us first with that money, we could have partnered on a deal, showed you the contract, show you how we found the property, showed you how we do the underwriting, how we manage the properties after the fact, and you can learn all of it hands-on, and you have a property to boot.
That's what I feel like should be done. Like you're paying that much money. I'm thankful for it. Don't get me wrong. Like there's stuff that I didn't know before, but I just when I first started, and you have all these courses and then all these Zooms for, to meet the teachers or whatever, and some of it just like consumes so much
Yes.
that I didn't have time for nothing else. And it's like, and then before I knew it, I just wasn't even doing it. And
Yeah,
I'm like, I just spent all this money because this is something I've always dreamed of doing. I've always dreamed. And with me going through three illegal evictions from the end of 2016 to 2018, right back to back, I don't want to rent. And if I have houses that I rent out, I want to be the best landlord that I can be, so people don't deal with that type of stuff. And that's another motivating force for me too.
well, we're glad that you joined us, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's it's a lot. That's a lot that you are going through, and a lot of people don't know that. And people specifically, like, even looking at you, right? Before you even start speaking, you would never know. You just never know what someone's going through, right? And the way you just put a smile on your face, I think that speaks volumes. It really does. It really does.
Because I just prayed earlier today. I'm like, Lord, I need a team.
So, Mandy, did you grab Chris's phone number and my phone number?
I screenshotted, so hopefully I did get it.
All right, perfect.
Well, what's your email for others to contact you? If you, Stephanie, if you look up, you should see all of our emails.
Yeah.
Let me recopy it here.
You got it? Or you got me get it?
I think my computer can work with me today. Oh, you beat me to the punch. Got it. But I know we're about 12 minutes over, guys. I do have to take
I'm
my son to.
sorry.
No.
Oh,
This
it's all
is great.
good.
Don't need to apologize at all. We truly appreciate this more than you know. And, it's just I definitely took a lot of notes on my end specifically, and definitely reach out. Let's try to get these deals to the finish line. If you already got things in motion, let's see how we can all collectively get this to the finish line and make it happen. Hell, you may close 10 next month.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. And then we'll come visit you. We'll come visit you. We're moving on in for a week or two. But
Yeah.
no, this is great. Just definitely stay in touch. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cindy.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Mindy, feel free to reach out. Because I'm in that, I'm in that REIN mentorship too. Actually, mine's ending, so you will not be seeing me post anything in there after within the next 2 weeks. But yeah, feel free. So I know what the course is like and so on and so forth. So feel free to reach out.
Lynette, are you there?
Thank you also very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mandy.
No, thank you.
I just reading see Lynette says she's stuck too. So grab our phone numbers.
Yes,
Chris,
I'm here.
yep, grab our phone numbers and reach out to us. You don't have to wait a whole week. We will reach out and see if we can't get you unstuck before next Monday, and we'll bring you on next week and see if we can't give everybody a progress report. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
You have our numbers?
I do. I see them in the chat.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
I gave
Sounds
you guys.
good.
Gave
This
you
is
guys the
Annette.
burner
I'm
phone.
stuck
What
also.
is,
This is Annette.
can Mindy send her email, her email in the chat so we can connect also?
Absolutely. Mindy, did you hear that?
You're making friends already.
I think she jumped
Yes,
off.
I heard that. Yes, I
Oh,
heard
there
that.
she is. Oh.
Sorry, I was in the chat trying to look at the information to screenshot it just to make sure.
Can you throw your email? Can you throw your information? in
Yes,
Slack
I
chat?
can do that. Bear with me.
Thank you.
And this is Chris, this is one of the things I just love about this group, right? Last Monday was a very different meeting. It was very technical, lots of deals, lots of numbers, lots of scenarios. This week, you never know what you're gonna get. We're here, this is a very touchy-feely, right? So that where are people at in their life, trying to get through this process. I wish Jesse was here. This is right up his alley. He loves this
100%.
stuff. He really helps personal coaching as well. But Mendy, I also had a calling, I don't share their story very often, but it was a very simple calling. It was help others. And out of that, we created this group. So thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. And thank you to everybody else for joining us tonight as well.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cindy, any
You guys
last
have a
words?
great one to continue. Oh, go ahead.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, cool. Let me know if you guys need anything. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Christopher,
Thank you.
you're my
Bye.
first call.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
I have to call you.
Will do. Gotcha.
Pick up the phone when I call right now, okay?
Right now. Gotcha.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right.